A peace plan for Russia and Ukraine is under negotiation, and President Trump is striking a harsher tone on his Ukrainian counterpart, Vladimir Zelensky. Earlier at CPAC, NTD's Steve Lance spoke with Bobby Eberle about the issue. He's the host of 13-Minute News Hour and chairman of the Fort Bend County Republican Party in Texas.
And we're here in CPAC 2025 in Washington, D.C. Joining me is Bobby Eberle. Bobby, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Bobby, this has been a very busy first 30 days for the President of the United States. And one of the issues right now, he's written many executive orders, and right now there's some discussion within the Republican Party about the next step when it comes to the Ukraine-Russia war.
Right.
You're starting to see some prominent Republican voices questioning the President's policy moving forward. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, Mark Levin. What is your take? What should be the next steps with this war?
Well, I think from the beginning we've had an honest debate on the Republican side. On the other side, so much they're lockstep, as far as what they want to say to blast the administration or provide that counter. But within the Republican Party, you've had a debate. I've always been on the side that it was antagonistic to reach out to offer NATO membership to Ukraine. I think that was just made to antagonize the Russians, and it makes Russia seek partners elsewhere. Once with the fall of the Soviet Union, the Russian people threw off communism. They embraced capitalism. You can say what you want about Putin and the government and their elections, but this was a people in the late 90s that wanted to be part of that world community, the Western capitalist community, and we've seen the fallout ever since. And so I love that President Trump is pushing forward, that he's wants to engage in Russia. Right now he's kind of actually pushing Zelensky to the side a little bit and almost like let's let the grown-ups handle this, because we don't know where a lot of the money's gone in Ukraine. There's no accounting for it. He's 6 years into a 5-year term, and I think with Putin and Trump sitting down, we can actually end this conflict, which from the very beginning in the campaign, even before he was inaugurated, he said this is one of my priorities, and he's pushing forward.
To your point of Russia seeking allies elsewhere when the United States isn't in that prominent place in terms of that engagement, we started to see Putin and China, Xi Jinping, with closer ties, as well as North Korea. Do you think that the President is thinking that China is our main adversary and wants to harmonize that relationship to focus more on China?
Well, I wouldn't. I think that's what he's doing. When you talk about global threats, not, enemies or adversaries, however you want to do it, the threat of Marxism and global communism and the oppression of that type of regime, it's so counter to capitalism and Western values, Judeo-Christian values, that is truly our global threat. And again, you have, communism atheistic by nature. You have many religious people in Russia that when the communism fell, Soviet Union fell, they embraced religion, and they're a tight-knit community. Russia as a government is imperialistic by nature, so they're always going to be an adversary. But you'd much rather have them not be friends with North Korea and China and work out our differences to the benefit of both of us than allied with nations that will do us harm, and not only do us harm, but change the global structure and push communism and leftism. And we've seen what it takes in America to push that off, to say we are not going to adopt that. We were on the high side of that right now as far as a victory over kind of wokeism and some of this leftist movements, but it'll never go away. And as soon as we relax, it's going to come back. So we have to be vigilant, but also on the world stage as well.
Talking about domestic policy, you're from Texas. What are you hearing from Border Patrol? The morale among the Border Patrol was down for quite some time.
Yeah, well, this is just like the military in general and Border Patrol in particular. When you see a true advocate in the White House, someone that promotes American citizens above all else, because we're America, that's why our government exists, then that morale is going to increase, because like, I believe in you, I stand behind you, I will give you the resources that you need to succeed to do your job, which is to keep America safe. The easy thing that the right will say is, oh, we're just bringing in these illegals to have more voters over time. But the way the Constitution is interpreted now, anyone that's here counts as the census. So that's votes too. California could be shedding voters, but if you pump in illegals, their congressional apportionment might not even change. And so we have to stop that. But with Border Patrol actually doing this job, we're doing it. And the response has been fantastic.
Bobby Eberle, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-minute news hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.